All right, welcome to our Monday midday. Today we are doing something a little more lighthearted. And if you know me, I take my yoga very seriously. However, we need to also have a playful, joyful heart when we do this. So I thought a lot of us are dealing with the fall energy. The fall energy is a little bit vata, that vata energy, which is movement, lots of movement, and it pushes the energy up into your head. And there are lots of thoughts, lots of thinking, lots of to-do lists, lots of overwhelm, possibly some anxiety, and the thoughts just keep churning. This practice is going to help us get more grounded, because the more grounded that we can be from a good, balanced place, the more we can get done, the more we can move through all of the nervous energy, the more we can harness the power of where we're at versus kind of being led and feel like, the day got away from me, or gosh, there's so much going on at work and I just don't even know how to speak up. Like anything we can do to get you in your body. So that's what we're doing for today, but we're going to keep it lighthearted. So today, think of our class as called, so it's really for grounding and strengthening, but we're going to call it yoga booty, yoga for your booty. Okay. And we are going to need a bolster possibly at the end of practice just to reduce any strain on the low back if you don't use, these muscles all that often, possibly a block. I've got my mat and I also have a blanket behind me too. So that's probably what you'll need maximum. If you feel like you have a lot of balance issues, you could always grab a chair, okay? But meet me right on your mat on your back. So we're gonna start on our backs. And your feet are going to be on the floor, knees in the air. We're going to start in that bridge pose, and it's going to be dynamic. And what I want you to think about is I want you to bring into your awareness, you can either say it out loud or you can say it in your mind, Lum. So the Bija mantra for this particular root chakra, which is the area we're sort of stimulating, is Lum. So it's Lam, but it sounds more like a little bit like between lam and lom. And so you could sit there, and when you get ready and you've rolled your shoulders down the way, hands are at your side, and you lift yourself up, you can think lom. On your exhale, lom. Okay, inhale, think about it, exhale, maybe speak it out. So just start to warm up those glutes, squeeze a little bit through the hamstrings and the glutes. Feel the thighs working, gently bring everything down. A couple more times like this. Inhale, bring everything up, press those feet into the ground. Exhale, draw everything down. Try to keep your legs in alignment and they're not like falling all over the place, right? That's part of this process, getting grounded. A couple more times, just like this. Good job. On the last one here, I just want you to hold it up for a minute. Keep those arms up overhead. And I want you to think about this idea of speaking lom. As though you're firing up the energy of that root through the legs. And then on your exhale, bring everything down. Bring the knees into the chest just for a moment and give yourself a rock from side to side. Good job. Roll over onto your bellies. All right, legs are nice and long behind you, toes are pointed away. And I want you to bring your arms out in front of you, and we're going to do a dynamic locust pose. So it looks like this, you're gonna lift everything off. So again, getting into that low body and then bring everything down. Same thing, if you wanna bring that Bija mantra into your mind, or you wanna speak it out, bring that in. Keep going. Think about making sure that you pair your breath with the movement. So maybe inhale, drawing everything up for a count of 4, exhaling for a count of 4, drawing everything down. Maybe that's too short. You want to do inhale for 6, exhale for 6. Want to keep our balanced breath. Couple more times through. When you're ready, bring one cheek to the floor, bring the hands to either side and shake out those hips. Good. When you're ready, press into the floor and come to all fours. If your mat feels a little too thin and your knees don't like being on all fours, feel free to bring a blanket or fold your mat so that you've got some padding. We're gonna start with our cat-cow. So we're gonna inhale, exhale, arch into our cat. Send each vertebrae, imagine them going up towards the ceiling, and then inhale, come back into your cow. Exhale, arch through your cat. Good. Couple more just like this, just waking the body up. One more. Good. Coming back to center. Now we're going to light things up. So you're going to send your right leg behind you, flex. Then you're bringing your left arm in front of you. Breathe. See if you can resist the urge of bringing your shoulder forward, retract it, but have the arm nice and long. Good. Switch sides, take your time. Send that left leg long behind you, right arm out. Keep breathing. Switch, left arm, right leg. Good, switch. Great work. Okay, so now we're gonna start to use our leg a little bit more, okay? So on your all fours, you're gonna start to lean a little bit to the right. You're gonna pick up that left leg, and then you're gonna start to tilt it open. You might wanna tuck your right toes, okay? And you might wanna stay right here. So it's a bit of a modified plank, if you will, side plank. And then if you want, you can start to reach your arm up, or once you get there, you might want to bring that arm to the side. Okay, explore that side, and then when you're ready, you're going to switch sides. You're going to come a little bit to the left so that you're right over the left knee. Kick out that right leg. Bring the arm up. Now, something that I didn't say is you're going to probably bring that hand just a little bit forward so it's at a diagonal, not a big one, but just a little bit, okay? So go back and forth 3 times. So each side you practice 3 times. Now, keep in mind, if you have shoulder stuff, you don't need to look up or anything like that. You don't even need to bring your arm too far. You don't want to do anything that's going to crank your neck and your shoulders more if that's an area that's tender. You may notice that one side is a little more available to you or not. Okay, now coming back to your tabletop position, maybe rolling out your wrists if they are not feeling great, or sometimes I like to do the upside down pose. You know, we always hold our hands together in Anjali Mudra, but this one you can bring your wrists together, point the hands down. That can take some pressure off. Okay, you can also come into fists when you do this, but we're gonna do the fire hydrant. So I bet you can imagine what we're doing. It's kind of old school here. So you're going to bring the awareness to your right leg, okay? And into your hands. I like to press into my fingertips and then pick up the left leg like you're a frog. So you have your feet out, everything's coming together. And you're gonna see how many of these can you do. Try to do somewhere between 5 and 10. Good. Then when you're ready, you're going to switch sides.